This is episode 8, and it's gonna be okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fonzy and Company podcast, episode 8 now. You know, I've uploaded, as earlier indicated, 8 episodes now. And I noticed when when I put up these podcasts, I sometimes, I always do the Roman numerals. Super Bowl, Roman numerals, looks great. And it turns out I didn't really know my Roman numerals very well. It got pointed out, oh yeah, really enjoyed episode 11. I was like, the fuck do you mean episode 11? I've only done 7 episodes. And like, yeah, X22 or X1. It's like X, oh fuck, X is 10. Fuck. It's all been corrected now. It just turns out I'm a fucking idiot, you know what I mean? Anyway, how have you guys been? I think I told you guys last time I've had a lovely week off. Yeah, went to Cheltenham to see my sister. Went to Swindon to see my wife and our family. It was her birthday, so make sure to wish a happy birthday to my wife if you know her. If you don't know her, it's going to be a bit weird if you do, so don't do that if you don't know her. But yeah, it was good. But fucking hell, it's definitely been a heavy one. I'm sure you can tell by the shakes and slightly croaky voice, and we're supposed to be practicing tonight. Jesus. It's been a little while since we played, but we're back in rehearsal mode tonight. So can't wait for that. For you vocalists out there, you feel like shit, but when you're rehearsing, it just kind of comes out, doesn't it? So I'm going to be sipping a lot of water during this. Hope you guys don't mind. So what's been going on? What has been going on in the week? I did come across a little article about Josh Homme. Josh Homme, I'm sure you all know, lead singer and guitarist Queens of the Stone Age. He's a very well-respected dude in rock. I mean, you got all that little circle, Dave Grohl, Jack Black, Josh Homme, Eagles of Death Metal, they all... I know Josh Homme's supposed to be in Eagles of Death Metal, but I've never seen him play. Maybe he's done guest appearances or guested on the tracks, but I've seen Eagles of Death Metal a couple of times, and he's never been with them, so I don't know what the deal is there. He's supposed to be in the band, but who knows. But I'm sure, as a few of you know, I'm a big fan of the Distillers. Brody Dahl and him, as far as I'm aware, were married, still married. Again, been a big fan of Rancid. I know Brody Dahl and Tim Armstrong were together for a little while there, and obviously didn't work out. It was a bit of a messy breakup, and Brody Dahl went on to have, I think, a couple of kids and get married to Josh Homme. But now, it seems that they're separated, and if this is old news to you, that's because it is. I had no idea. I thought they'd been together for quite a while now, but there you go, shows how much I know. And she has just filed, along with one of her kids, a what do you call it? Not a cease and desist. The motherfucker. Stay a certain amount of meters away. Restraining order. Fuck. Stay however many meters away from me, because you suck, basically. Apparently just verbally and abusive and a bit of a meanie, it seems. I'm not surprised, being totally honest. I mean, obviously he's played thousands of shows probably at this point, and there's obviously a lot of like YouTube highlights of his antics on stage. He's always come across very angry dudes. It might just be me. As far massive respect for the guy for what he's done in music. Queens of the Stone Age are a phenomenal sort of a multi-genres. They could do anything. They can go from hard rock to something smooth and Americana. So I can really appreciate that. Hard blues. It's always good. However, I've always found he can seem really angry. You know, I mean, there's a stage where he kicks that camera girl in the face. He threw someone off stage. I mean, don't get on someone's stage if you're going to be a dick about it. But yeah, he fucking pushed him off stage. He's called out. He's shouted at so many fucking people in the past. But I mean, obviously, most of these people, you know, are just kind of antagonising the band. And I know full well if someone's going to antagonise you, you're going to call them out on it. Absolutely. Yeah, Manson's fucking famous for it. Jesus Christ. Dave Grohl's done it a couple of times, and the nicest guy in rock or whatever. But yeah, kind of didn't surprise me. Yeah, he just seems a little angry. I don't know, obviously, the full story. All I know is what I read, and you know, I hope it kind of works out. Really, honestly, nothing really much to say about that. I just found that quite interesting. And not exactly related to music, but I only just found this out last night as my wife. Yeah, we were sitting there watching a documentary, which I'll move on to in a bit. But yeah, just on the sideline, she went, "Oh no!" She was like on her phone, and I was like, "Oh no!" And she's like, "Oh, okay, let me just check something." I was like, "What?" And yeah, Norm Macdonald's. So I'm sure some of you know, famous Canadian comedian. Was involved in a lot of Saturday Night Live sketches, most famous for the Weekend Updates. A lot of his stand-up. He'd done a few voices, Fairly Odd Parents, I think I remember as a kid, just Norm the Genie, and his podcast as well, Norm Macdonald Show. I've always found his comedy to be just dry, and just like his voice is just, he's just always like the nicest guy, and just so plain with his responses, but just so fucking funny, dude. Like I love this guy growing up, and yeah, he's had a 9-year battle with cancer, and you know, God bless him. You know, he's always done. He's just continued to do his comedy. Without you know making it public news or whatever. He just didn't want to let his cancer affect, you know, he didn't want the sympathy points. He just wanted to keep doing what he loves, and he's unfortunately lost his battle with cancer at 61. Man, it's not a good age to go. It kind of sucks. I mean, that you still got a long time to go before you're supposed to croak at this point, and such a shame. I know this isn't music related, but I feel like I had to mention it because Norm Macdonald's, you know, meant a lot to me growing up with comedy. You know, we had a lot of the British comedians at the time: Roy Chubby Brown, Jim Davison, Jeff Rattal, whatever. And Norm Macdonald's, I just found him more fascinating, and it kind of got me into American stand-up and things like that. And I loved it. He's definitely one of those gateways for me. So yeah, rest in peace, Norm. He's done so many fucking stand-up skits and sketches on death, and it's it's a bit of irony, really is. But you know, I hope, yeah, I really wish for you know, nothing but good for his family and all his friends surrounding him, because you know, as a British bloke, I'm sure a lot of you guys might be going like, who the fuck is Norm Macdonald? Like, never heard of him. But for me, you know, that was a big deal, him going. So R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. Jesus. But anyway, let's get back to the music. This has been going on for a little while now, for a long ass fucking time. The last 14, maybe 15 years, about Britney Spears' dad's, you know, fucking owning, you know, because obviously she went a bit doolally at one point, but of course, like, you're gonna be snapping pictures of this poor girl all the time for a girl that age to just be fucking bombarded by the media all the time. I mean, we've all seen the documentary, the latest one. Yeah, poor girl. Like, I genuinely feel for her, and then I'm sure most of you guys know the story, but you know, just to brief, you know. I think she got accused of, you know, loads of drugs, you know, loads of partying, and she was having obviously a lot of mental issues. And Britney Spears' dad basically just took her on the estate. I can't remember the name of it. Like, basically took full ownership of her estate or whatever. I can't remember what the fucking word is. But yeah, and this has been the case ever since. And despite, you know, she's all right now. She seems to have gotten her shit back together, but yeah, she's been trying to fight her dad. You know, hashtag free Britney, woo! You know, and a lot of people have responded, and a lot of people want the dad to give back her estate, because he must have a pretty fucking penny now. arguably the biggest pop star of all time, definitely top three anyway. And motherfucker's been living off this shit, telling her what she can and can't do, nursing this poor girl. And she's only in her 40s now. I mean, she started when she was like in her teens. Absolutely insane. And she's obviously getting engaged now. And and then going through this settlement with her own fucking flesh and blood, with her own dad. And it's just so fucked up. I really do feel for her. Britney Spears fans, I kind of understand why you're so fucking angry. It sucks. I mean, growing up with rock, I was always like, oh, fucking Britney Spears on the radio, oh, fucking Christina Aguilera on the, like, boo, like, yeah, but I mean, the songs were good. Let's be honest, and they're still good today. They definitely held up as time has gone by, and when growing up, you're kind of taught, like, not exactly taught, but it's kind of the social norm, especially been surrounded by, metalheads, ska punk and all that, like, you're like, oh, boo, pop, mainstream, man, boo. And you know what? Pop was so much better back then. It was, and this is not just me. Oh, my music was better back then. It's not. It's at least it had a good tune, well written. That, I mean, as I've said to you, like, nowadays it is just factory pushed, generic tempos, generic keys. The lyrics don't mean anything, and when they pretend they do, it's just like my ass and my boobs and my ass again. It's just fucking same shit over and over again, and kids are wondering why, like, the TikTok generation's getting really fucktarded at this point. Like, it fucking is, because they just have low attention spans. They don't know any better, and at least pop music, it's just something, once you idolized, something that basically, like, the Coke Corporation and all that was pushing on you, that at least the songs were kind of good. And I think as I got older, I've definitely appreciated that more. I'm a Slave for You is a fucking killer track. I know it's not, like, considered one of her most famous tracks, but I think I'm a Slave for You is a fucking killer track, dude. Oh, man. But yeah, I hope she wins. I think her father's actually just dropped it. As far as I'm aware, I might be wrong on that, or she might be still fighting for it. But no, I genuinely hope she gets hers, and she wants to. Yeah, she can continue her life in peace. Whether she wants to keep making music or not, I'm not sure. Like, with her style of pop, but it will adapt to the modern day. But you know what? If she does, then she'll get some fucking shitty producer that's producing all the crap that's absolutely coming out now. And hopefully she doesn't do that, because I kind of want her legacy to be kind of unscathed, I suppose. But I mean, fuck it, she can do what she wants. She's free now. Fuck it, if she wants to put out a shitty album, people will buy it. She'll still sell out fucking stadiums and arenas, like, no problem. Ah, man. But I can't really think of anything else that's really been in the news for music. Sorry guys, this is going to be a bit of a going to be one of those podcasts, and I'm not trying to be overly funny or informative. I'm just putting it out there. As I said, me and my wife Beth were watching a documentary last night, and I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. I didn't know this documentary was coming out. So it's called Look Away. So this is basically about the behaviour of rock stars, talking about these women in the 70s, 80s, who were solely underage and were treated like absolute shit, were treated like sex objects, despite their age, and obviously have been through some traumatic times with these rock stars who used to, go around the LA Strip, and I can't remember the name of the place. It was Disco something that used to be quite popular. In fact, that's where the Runaways were kind of formatted. They talk about mainly free people. However, there is a lot of, like, just not digs, like, just kind of. I mean that. Let me give you a picture. I mean, the credits open up with Rolling Stones lyrics. Man, I can't remember the fucking name of the song. Why am I so bad with names and fucking remembering it? Strike Blues or something like that. I can't remember the name of the song. I am very well aware of the context of the lyrics. not been the biggest Rolling Stone fan ever. Chuck them on every now and then because it's quite easy and everything. However, I can't even remember the fucking lyrics, but it was something. Something to do. Oh, you don't need ID. I know you're 13, and I slept with a 13-year-old. It's literally. it's black and white, just fucking there, and you're like, Jesus Christ! He's not even trying to hide it. This isn't like poetic or any like kind of euphemism or anything. He's just plain saying, she was 13. It's just fucking hell, man. That's awful. And obviously they move on. Yeah, they play segments of these songs on the opening credits. Rolling Stones being one of them. I think it was Iggy Pop as well. Talking about. Goddamn, I think one of the ladies who, when she was 13, 15, who hung around in these LA clubs, because again, they didn't ask for ID. And I think Iggy Pop wrote a song about her, and it's pretty much the same fucking thing. Like, her name was like Sable or something, and it's like, she was 13 too. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? They're not even trying to hide it. And no surprises, fucking Ted Nugent. Similar kind of lyrics, and you're just looking at this. This is the opening credits. Subtitles on there, so you can see it in black and white, and you're just like, fucking hell, man. I'm not defending like them at all, because there is no fucking excuse for that. It's just like, I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't around back then, but there seemed to be like a kind of social norm with dating underage women. Because everyone. From MPs to rock stars, just general celebrities, they all seem to have had very young girlfriends. I think Elvis definitely was up there. Yeah, Nugent, obviously, fucking Woody Allen. And there's so much of that shit going on. I'm just like, was this the social norm? It seemed to be. Well, why haven't these guys been arrested? Because the age of consent was 18, in certain states. And, I don't know. Yeah, me and Beth were talking about it afterwards. It's like, well, it was illegal. So what? Why haven't they ever been prosecuted or by the state or anything like that? It just seemed to be like the kind of social norm. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe some of you dudes and dudettes can fill me in. Let me know. Like, was that normal? But as I go on throughout the documentary, there were like certain. When these women spoke out against these rock stars, even one of them said that one of the celebrities came up, she didn't name who he was, and he was like asking questions. It's like, wait, you're with him? Like, wait, how old are you? So clearly, like, it was a bit weird, for people back then. But I don't know. It just there seems to be some kind of social norm to it. Is it just me? I don't know. Very strange. But like mainly in this documentary. Again, fucking names, dude. Why the fuck am I still doing this to myself and insisting on not remembering who these fucking people are? It's really annoying. But I remember, obviously, Julia Holcomb. Because I'm a massive Aerosmith. There you all you tribute bands out there. There you go. You can have that one for free. Aerosmith are one of my favourite bands of all time. I'm not going to try and deny it. Julia Holcomb was basically Steve Tyler met her during a gig. I want to say Portland. I could be wrong. And they got chatting. I think she was 15, maybe 16 at the time. And he said like, "Oh yeah, do you want to come on tour with me?" sort of thing. And Mum gave the consent apparently, and they just fucked off. And they stayed with each other on tour. And obviously there was the legality aspect of it. It's like, oh, we can't get married, we can't really do anything, and but obviously she's underage, so Steve Tyler had to basically get legal guardianship of Julia. I mean, that's pretty fucked up. We were saying, like, how can a court have given over legal guardianship? Despite whatever the mum said. How would they? What else do they think was going to happen? What else? I still find it baffling that the state at the time, I think it might have been Boston, that's his hometown, I think, would have consented to that. It's like, yeah, I want to be legal guardianship of your daughter. It's like, whoa, hold on, how you're 25? legal guardianship? Are you fucking what else is that going to be for? Like, I want legal guardianship to basically just have underage sex, and I found that really fucked up. That the state would have allowed this. This is what I mean, saying like it seems to be the social norm that the age of consent just seems to be a fucking guideline at this point. It doesn't really seem to be any kind of legality about it. And I mean, I know about this story before, having read both the Walk This Way Aerosmith biographies and Steve Tyler's biography, and he had mentioned this already. I think Julia didn't want to be mentioned by name at all, and then Steve Tyler just kind of went ahead and did it anyway. I think she kind of buried the hatchet at this point and just said, I don't really want to know, it's a horrible time in my life. And Steve Tyler obviously just kind of went ahead and did it anyway. I'm not sure if it was out of guilt or whatever, but he got her pregnant. He really wanted a kid apparently, and then he kind of just left her to go on tour. In her aspect of things, she had no money. He just kind of left her to it, and she kind of blacked out. And then when she woke up, there was a fire in their apartment, and she got taken to the hospital. Steve came back and basically just said at that point, "Yeah, we have to abort this baby," sort of thing. Again, it wasn't overly news to me. Not saying like I think that's reasonable behavior. It's fucking not. It's absolutely disgusting. And then obviously he kind of forced her to have an abortion, and these are in the late term in her pregnancy as well. So man, oh man, like that's pretty fucked up. Again, no excuse for it. It's all for what he did, and it's weird, because I have seen that kind of side of things on both sides. Unfortunately, I really didn't want to witness some of the stuff I've witnessed, and been through some of the stuff I have, and it's really it's hard to depict. This kids fucking man, they're still kids. I mean, I'm 30, nearly 31 now, so I'm not overly old. I haven't had a huge amount of life experience, so to speak, but I mean, I'd like to think I could justify like kind of knowing what's going through Steve Tyler's head and what's going through Julia's head at this point. They're still fucking kids. I know there's a 10-year difference and they should know better, but when you're off your tits on coke all the time, all reason just goes out the fucking window. Your priorities are not straight. You're almost bipolar. At this point, like you think you want something, you want to escape from it all, and you're like, oh yeah, I want marriage with kids, but when you're on a huge come down, again, no excuse, absolutely no excuse. When you're on that huge come down off a coke binge, and then you want to wrap up into someone's arms, you just want someone to be there and just kind of like nurse you back, and then when it's like party time again, and then fucking putting grams and grams and grams away, and all that fucking love and nursing shit just goes right out the fucking window. And Steve Tyler's fucking playing with fire here, pardon the pun, but he really fucked up. But they're both in that situation where I think even the Aerosmith manager was saying like, nah, that's pretty bad, like I didn't really approve of it, but what can I do, I'm just a manager, like sort of thing. I think there's multiple things that people could have said and done, but I mean, I obviously wasn't in that situation in the Aerosmith entourage, so who knows. But as she said, one of the celebrity came up to them one day. I think she was wearing like quite a prerogative dress or something like that, and was just like, how old are you? You're with Steve Tyler? Like, I'm sorry, that's pretty fucked up. Has it changed my opinion on Steve Tyler? I mean, it's not great. I mean, I was on about with Sam Lane when Sam Lane, our bassist, came on, guest with the podcast. I was saying like, oh, there's some fucking horrible rappers out there, and they just flat out say. But I think I said, it's in rock as well. People in rock, especially in that LA scene, when it goes to glam, to punk, to the 80s hair metal, classic rock sort of thing, I've done some fucking horrible things. Absolutely disgusting. And even building up to fucking, the 2000s where, fucking Rolf Harris, fucking Lost Prophets, Ian Watkins, like, yeah, we've fucking done our fair share of absolutely dicking people over. It's disgusting. I don't know if it's changed my opinion of Steve Tyler. I've always kind of stood close, but with a stick. I've always had my foot out the door, sort of thing. I'm always going to love Aerosmith's music, and I'm a bit of a hypocrite because when I see people going like, oh, free R. Kelly, and and they love his music so much, or Michael Jackson's innocent, and it's because they love. And I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm looking at those people going, this guy has done fucking awful things, obviously, allegedly, and I'm just sitting there going like, how the fuck can you still support this? And it's, oh, his music has inspired me to get off drugs, or like I love them so much, and it's such a big part of my childhood growing up. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? So I guess I'm a little bit of a hypocrite that way. Am I going to stop listening to Aerosmith? I'm probably not, being totally honest. Again, no excuse for it. I think it's just one of those circumstances where it's fucked up, and Steve Tyler really fucked up, and he needs to really make amends. I really hope after this documentary he tries to do something, even if it's an apology, even if it's like, I don't know, something. I feel like it just can't sweep it under the rug sort of thing. But obviously this is something that got brought out ages ago in the first biography. So, I mean, I think even she said, like, you could see the state of regret on his face the moment she had the abortion. And, when you're hyped up, when you're partying all the time at cocaine, you are just a different person. And but he kept doing it. So, I mean, there's that. It's a weird one, guys. Definitely go and watch it. Also, 2 other rock stars got brought up. I say rock stars. So, as I said, in the disco, I can't remember, where all the Rainbow, Whiskey Go-Go, down that LA strip, there was that club that, would just let in anyone, regardless of ID, whatever. And, the Runaways obviously got discovered around that point. I think it was, I know it's Jessica, the original Futch or something. Goddamn. She was the original Runaways bassist. She was on the documentary. I'm sure a lot of you know Kim Fowley was the guy who discovered, like put together along with Carrie Chrome, the Runaways. So an all-girl, punk band, fucking attitude, we can do what men can do. And I'm sure we've all seen the movie as well, Dakota Fanning movie. It's a bit of a wild ride, definitely is. I didn't realise, obviously they've never portrayed Kim Fowley in the best light. I think this is the thing, I think Joan Jett and Sherry Curry have always been not exactly praising him per se, but in comparison to the stuff that they're saying in this documentary, I've always been fairly light-hearted towards him in a way, especially in the movie, which they, sort of co-wrote and oversaw. Kim Fowley's portrayed as this fucking madman, not really as a rapist or anything like that, like more like a militant driving force that stole all their money and is like, I invented the Runaways, like they're nothing without me, that sort of thing. But poor Jessica. As far as I'm aware with this story, Joan Jett and Sherry Curry were there. I might be wrong on that, but I was always under the impression, hearing this story back in the day, that that all the band were in the room, and she obviously goes on in this documentary to say, how she was raped by Kim Fowley, with everyone just fucking there. She reckons her drink was spiked with opioids. And it's he was a very disgusting man, in my opinion, and it's mental he's been able to get away with the things that he has. I think the dude's passed away a little while ago now, so he's never going to get his just desserts sort of thing. But it's really horrible. No, it really is, and she was obviously embarrassed. She didn't want to. Rape victims are, most of the time can be like embarrassed as if it's like their fault sort of thing. Nowadays, people are obviously talking more, which is great. People are, sharing their experiences, so people have the confidence to come forward, which I think is absolutely incredible. But obviously back then, it's just like, what? In a male-dominated industry, I've got this fucking band that's doing so well. All this is going to do is throw a pipe in the works, and yeah, it's really fucked up hearing her talk about this and how she had to be. It's gross, dude. It's absolutely fucking gross. And the last one that they talked about was Axl Rose. I mean, we all know fucking Axl Rose. You know, he's a fucking he's a head case. Well, I mean, he was not so much now. But this seems to be referring back to the Steve Tyler thing about how you are off your tits on heroin and coke, and oh my god, like just bipolar behavior. Just 1 minute up, 2 seconds like being the most violent motherfucker, and then the next two, stroking a fucking puppy. I don't know what I'm fucking saying. You know what I mean, though. And yeah, it seems to be with Axl Rose. An incident where he was in a hotel room with two women, and he just lost his shit. Apparently he was really gentle, and all of a sudden just bang, started dragging this woman by her fucking hair into the bedroom, throw her on the bed or whatever. And then he just suddenly realised what he was doing. It's like, oh fuck, I'm really sorry, sort of thing. And then they proceed to have consensual sex, and then obviously that's, because it was consensual. But at the time, like, what must you be fucking thinking? It's like, wow, this guy just had a full-on fucking blowout. And, at this time, you're kind of scared to walk away. You're kind of scared to say no in a way. It's weird. I've never really dug Axl Rose's behaviour in general. I think he's an egotistical fucktard. I really do. And... I still, love Guns N' Roses. Appetite is still one of the best albums of all time. It's simple as that. It's, again, separating the music from the man. And he's obviously like kind of cleaned up his acts a little bit now. But it's definitely kind of hard to, hear your favourite artists have to have been through this. Sorry, to have done this. But I mean, what do you guys think? Where do you stand on it? Obviously, if you have been, a victim. I've got, obviously we've got Lauren and Liv, in the band. If I would hate to think at any point they would have ever been subjected in any of their previous bands or in Fonzy and Company or ever. If we're playing a show and anyone in the audience tries to fuck with them or tries to do anything, Sam and both Sams would be just fucking there, ready to fucking kill some motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, really, like, we're very protective. And because in this day and age, whilst we are talking about it, there is still sexism. There's still some fucking horrible cunts out there, flashing their fucking dick pics around, fucking spiking drinks, fucking groping, just talking to women like absolute pieces of shit in this industry. Again, it's slowly starting to improve, but they're still out there, and it's hard to think what to do. I think they summed it up best at the end of the documentary. It's like, look, we're here, we're talking about it. This is, people are coming out now. This is great, but what's going to change, sort of thing. And there's definitely, laws maybe. It's hard to paint a clear picture. Excuse me. Going forwards. Sorry, this is one of the more serious podcasts, I think. Sorry, I'm trying my best to make light of the situation, but it's hard. And sorry if you were coming here expected for a light-hearted, but after watching that last night, and there is some shit that I'm kind of working out at the moment as well, that I'm sure it will come out eventually, and these women are fucking brave to come forward and say what they've said. And I've again been in that situation where women and men as well have just felt belittled. They're embarrassed, and people don't have to feel that way anymore. It's really not the case. And then they keep thinking, what are the police going to do? Like, are they going to believe me? And they I think the police want the best for us. And fucking hell, it's hard to talk about. But yeah, I hope we're here to talk in Fonzy and Company, all of us. If you ever want to send us a DM or just give us a call, we're here to talk. Trust me, we can probably relate a lot more than you think. So yeah, never be alone out there as long as you got us. All 20 of you listening to this podcast. Oh man, yeah, it's not going great. But you know the content's out there. I mean, even if you're listening to this in the future, when we're all famous rock stars, you know, just still give us a call, give us a DM. You know, we don't like to think that you know any of you are alone, and again, we can relate a lot more than you think. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, we've. I think I mentioned last time, Fonzy and Company are now going in a full-on professional studio. It's true. Yep. We have just booked it in February, and you are gonna want to fucking hear this record. Admittedly, we haven't really started writing it yet. How's that for organisation for you? We've booked a recording session before we've written the EP, the record. But we've got some stuff in mind. You know, we're going to be writing that. You know, and with now Lauren and Sam on board, we think the sound is going to be, you know, incredible. Really can't wait for you guys to hear it. But yeah, we've got that session in London coming up. We told you about the Cargo with association with Hotvox and War Child UK. Please keep an eye on that, because again, there are some great prizes to grab that we have donated out of the goodness of our hearts, that you can just go and donate and get some cool shit, and doing a really good fucking thing as well. Yeah, guys, sorry, I've just really fucking depressed myself here. My sincerest apologies, fucking hell. But again, I hope you guys are well, and yeah, I'll see you.